Welcome back to your computer application class 8. In this part of the video, we will continue the topic algorithm and flowchart. In this video, we will discuss about flowchart and program in detail. So let's begin with the topic flowchart. Child, flowchart is a diagrammatic representation of an algorithm. In your book, they specify the definition of a flowchart like a flowchart is a diagrammatic representation of a problem-solving process. And which is our problem-solving process? Algorithm is our problem-solving process. So we can say that a flowchart is a diagrammatic representation of an algorithm. The direction of flow in a flowchart is always from top to bottom. The process of drawing a flowchart for an algorithm is called flowcharting. Let me elaborate the concept of flowchart. In a flowchart, each operation is represented by a specific geometrical symbols, and these symbols to each other connected by arrows. We always use specific shape of flowchart to convert algorithm into flowchart. We have following symbols. First we have start and stop. Then we have input and output, then processing box or processing shape, then decision box, flow lines and connectors. Start and stop is an oval shaped symbol which mostly used in the beginning and the ending of the flowchart. Input output shape or parallelogram shape is used to indicate input and output of a program. Processing box is a rectangle shaped box that is used to show the processing part of a flowchart like calculations. Then we have decision box. Decision box is in a shape of diamond or it's a rhombus box shape that is used to check the condition. It displays comparison and take the decision to solve problems. Flow lines, these are the arrow lines used to connect the different shapes and show the flow of logic in a flowchart. And connectors are used to connect the flowchart, or you can say that connectors are used to connect the different parts of flowchart. Mostly these symbols are used when a flowchart is not accomplished on a one page and it is exceeding on the another page. There are some rules which we need to follow for making a flowchart. While drawing a proper flowchart, all necessary requirements should be listed before. Second, the flowchart should be neat and clear, and the flow of the flowchart is supposed to be easy. Only one flow line should be used in the conjunction with terminal symbols. The direction of a flow in a flowchart should be top to bottom or left to right. Avoid the intersection of a flow lines. It means that the flow lines of flowchart should not intersect each other or should not cross each other. If the flowchart becomes complex, it is better to use connector symbols because connectors are used to join the different parts of flowchart to reduce the number of flow lines. Let's understand the flowchart and algorithm all together while taking an example. Child, here we have one condition, or you can see that here we have one problem which we had sorted out with the help of algorithm, and afterwards we had converted that algorithm into the form of flowchart. The condition is 50 students appearing in an examination consisting of total 5 subjects, with each subject having maximum marks of 100. So now the number of students are 50. 50 students are appearing in examination. Maximum marks of each subject is 100. Convert an algorithm into a flowchart and calculate and print the percentage marks obtained by each student along with his or her roll number and name. So for that, to make our algorithm more understanding or to make the algorithm easy, we are going to use count variable, which we are going to be used it as the roll number of each student. the value of count is always equal to the number of the student whose data has already been processed. So if we had not processed any student, then the count value will be 0. When we will calculate the percentage of one student, then the value of count will automatically increase. Count value always specify the number of students whose data has already been processed. So let's consider the algorithm first. As you know that algorithms always begin with start and end with stop. Add a count variable and initialize it to 0. Why we are going to use this instruction? Because count value, as I had explained, that count is always going to be displayed that how many students data is already been processed. First, it will initialize it as 0 because the initial part is none only. Then step 3 is read input data like roll number, name, marks obtained by student. So here we will use input output box for entering the roll number, name and marks, because here we are taking the value from the user. Then we need to add the numbers to find out the total of particular child. Later we will divide them by 5 to calculate the percentage of each child. Then we will use input output box for displaying the result of each child, and when the processing of one child is accomplished, then the count value is going to be increased. Last step will be, here we will set a condition that if the count value is equal to 50, then the loop is supposed to end. Otherwise, the loop need to be repeated till it reach the value 50. Let's reconsider the shapes of flowchart once again. Over here, for start and stop, we are going to use oval shape. For entering the value in a flowchart or for displaying the result of instruction, we are going to use input output box. Processing box we are going to use only to show the processing part of a flowchart like calculation or to give a specific instruction. We will use decision box to set a condition, flow lines to connect different shapes of flowchart, and connectors we can use to join the parts of flowchart. Here first we use oval shape for start and stop. Then we use for initializing the value of count as 0. We use processing box for taking the input from a user as roll number and the name of the child as well as the marks of the child. We will use input output box or parallelogram shape as read input data. Then again processing box to perform calculation to add numbers. Afterwards again we are going to use processing box for finding the percentage, as percentage is equal to total marks divided by 5. Again we will use input output box to display the result of our processing. Then processing box to increase the value of count, and here we will use rhombus box or the decision box to set a condition that if count value is equal to 50, then stop the flowchart or end the flowchart, otherwise repeat the looping process. Here we have some uses of flowchart. Flowchart are used in many industries including entertainment, engineering, physical science and computer programming. Wherever we write algorithm, in all those fields we can use flowchart. Programmers use data flowchart to identify where data is originated, where it is being altered and where it is stored. These charts are linear and read left to right. Some of the advantages of flowchart are: flowchart helps in analyzing the problem in more effective way. It is better way of communicating the logic of a system. It behaves like a guide during a program development phases or program development stages. It helps us finding out the errors. But there are some disadvantages of flowchart. Flowchart can be complex when the logic of the program is complicated, or when we are using number of looping processes in our flowchart, then there are the chances that the flowchart can be complex. Drawing flowchart is a time-consuming process because particular symbols are used to show the working of flowchart. It is quite difficult to alter flowchart. Mostly when we have a complicated flowchart, then designers need to redraw the flowchart when the flowchart is complicated and we need to change the logic of the flowchart completely. We can alter them, but the altering process is also time-consuming process. Next, we have program. The last step for solving a problem is the process of converting flowchart into a program. This can be written in computer language to get the desired result. There are many computer languages which we can use to write programs or to specify the set of instructions. Some of the languages are Java language, SQL language, C, C++. We can use any language according to our requirement. I hope all of you understood that how we can execute our program. For solving any problem, we always go through the 3 steps. One is an algorithm, which is a step-by-step procedure to solve any problem. Flowchart is a diagrammatic version or diagrammatic representation of an algorithm, and program is a last step for solving a problem when we convert flowchart into program. That's all in this chapter. Child, please feel free to ask your queries in your online classes. Thank you.